Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live. Happy Tuesday. It's March 5th. Lisa, Scott, Dylan here with you this morning. We'll jump into the forecast in just a minute, but of course, we always like to remind you we're live on Facebook every weekday morning. It stays on your feed throughout the day, so you can watch it whenever it works for you. We make it into a podcast as well. You can find that inform.com/podcast. Look for the Inform Minute or anywhere you find your podcast, and check us out on all of these social media platforms.
That's right. All right, Dylan, today, starting off a little chilly for us, but not too bad out there.
No, not too bad. Chilly and where the snow fell, the freshest snow, the coldest temperatures. Where we don't have snow, it's actually way warmer, not even close. Like here in Fargo, I think it's close to 20. Up in Rolla, Langdon area, there were some spots below 0.
Oh,
so it tells
could be
you,
worse.
Yeah, it tells you where the fresh snow is and where the fresh snow is not. A couple of snowflakes moving their way to the northeast. Maybe a couple spots could see up to an inch near the South Dakota, North Dakota border. Otherwise, that system, which is really calling it a system, is probably overkill. As that moves to the northeast, it's going to be weakening and pretty much falling apart to nothing. So, better chance of more snow tomorrow.
Okay.
The farther north you are, the more snow you are likely to see. So along the Canadian border, Northern Valley, northwestern Minnesota, northeastern North Dakota, could see a few inches tomorrow by the time the day is done. And even down here in Fargo, we're expected to see a few snowflakes, but probably not enough to accumulate.
Okay.
And then cooling off for a couple of days before much warmer weather next week. Back
right.
to the 50s and 60s. Back to the golf courses, Scott.
like
back
it.
to sweet shots, the golf courses, all that good stuff. I think we all enjoy getting that sunshine this time of year.
Yes.
So you kind of crave it, but
You do.
yeah.
And now after we had a very warm winter, February was super warm. You know, last year, I talked about this, when did I talk about this? Last week? Dairy Queen.
Yep.
All of March, our high temperature was 38 degrees. That's the warmest we got. You know how good it felt when we hit 40 degrees in April?
Very.
Now this March, when we hit 40 degrees, we're disappointed.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
Because we got spoiled in February with so many 50s. We're like, oh, this is a nice day now. And now when we have a warm day in March above average like the 40s, we're like, oh, this kind of isn't great. I want the 50s again.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got spoiled.
We're spoiled, and that's the way it is. We're all just hoping for the 50s. A week of 30s and 40s just doesn't do it for us anymore.
No.
We need better.
Once you taste it, you can't go back.
Exactly. You really can't. You really can't. So that's where we are.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you, Dylan.
Dylan. You
And of
bet.
course, you can track the snow and stay updated with our Storm Tracker weather team by downloading that free WDAY Storm Tracker weather app.
All right, today is Super Tuesday. That means 15 states will be holding primary elections and caucuses today. It's one of the most important days of the election cycle, with hundreds of delegates at stake and likely a decision maker for the Republican Party as to who will be their candidate. And Minnesotans will have their first opportunity to weigh in on the upcoming presidential election with their open primary today, which means if you're a registered voter, you can cast a ballot, and you can cast the ballot and a vote for anybody in any party. Today's vote is only for the presidential race in Minnesota. State primary elections won't be held until August of this year. Polls opened this morning, so they're open right now. You can head there. They'll be open until 8 o'clock tonight.
In North Dakota, the vote totals are in, and we now know who officially won the Republican presidential caucus. Voters overwhelmingly sided in favor of former President Donald Trump. He got almost 85% of the total vote in the state. Nikki Haley was behind him with about 14%. North Dakota Democrats will have their presidential primary later this month on March 23rd.
All right, new this morning, the Fargo City Commission is considering getting rid of the public comment section of its meetings. The idea kind of surrounds when it's appropriate and productive to have public feedback in their meetings. An unnamed city official proposed to get rid of the public comment section altogether. Commissioners were split on that proposal, and they voted 4-1 to push the discussion to a future meeting.
All right, Chipotle is going to open up in Moorhead today. We've been waiting on this one. New location. There was a bit of a delay. This new location is along Highway 10 near the Cashwise. The first one for Moorhead. We do have a couple, as you know, here in Fargo, but they're all in Fargo. So there you go. Supposed to open at 10:45 this morning.
All right, I bet it'll be busy, I'm
I
sure.
think so too.
All right, today on Hot Mic with Don Mizzo, NDSU has returned to the Twin Cities to find its next women's basketball prospect. This morning, you'll be able to meet Sophie Hawkinson. And speaking of the Twin Cities, the Big Ten basketball tournament tips off tomorrow at the Target Center. Dom will be talking about how they're preparing for the Caitlin Clark experience. That's from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and on Inforum.com.
Remember, right now is a great time to get that Inforum.com subscription, 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. Just go to Inforum.com/subscribe to check it out.
And then join us the rest of the day for our newscasts. Our next one's at 11, then 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And we'll be back tomorrow morning for First News from 5 to 7.
Have a great day, everyone.